Hello, I'm Claire Tauser with Tauser Apiaries, Solo Bee Farms, and Honeybee Genetics. We are second-generation family beekeepers in Northern California. We are proud to offer specialty queens and packages to beekeepers across the United States. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Rachel Morrison, our apiary educator and beekeeper. Rachel works with our family to educate about the importance of honeybees. She runs her own business called The Bee Charmers, where she teaches beekeeping classes, mentors other beekeepers, and advocates about responsible beekeeping. Now I'm going to turn it over to Rachel, who's going to show you how to install your starter hive package.
There are many ways to install packages. There's a lot of techniques that you could use, but we're going to show you a way that we have found to be successful. And we're also going to offer some pro tips to help set you up for success in your beekeeping journey. So the things that you're going to need before you get started are, of course, your package, a clean spray bottle filled with sugar water in a 1-to-1 ratio, a thumbtack or nail, a sharp object that you can remove a cork with, rubber bands, and your hive tool. Another thing to remember is that once a package is installed in a hive, it's really difficult to move that hive. So you want to go ahead and assemble your equipment, paint it if you're going to paint it, and then put it where it's going to be with your bees living in it. So choose carefully. You'll be feeding your package sugar water once it's installed in a 1-to-1 ratio. Make sure that you have a feeder and pre-mixed sugar water to install with your package. You'll be wearing a bee suit that makes you feel comfortable. A package of bees is around 3 pounds of bees in a wooden cage that's easy to transport. It also includes a tin of sugar water, which is what the bees eat while they're in the package cage, and a queen in a smaller cage. With your hive assembled and where your hive is going to be located, take off the cover, and then you're going to remove some frames from the middle. So we're going to take out 4 frames to create some space to install the bees. And you can see that creates a gap here. That's where we're going to pour the bees from the package. Lightly mist your package with 1-to-1 sugar water ratio from a clean spray bottle. So we're going to lightly spray both sides of the package. Be careful not to over-wet the package, especially on cool days. You're just distracting the bees. That's going to help you get them into the hive. Make sure that you've located where the queen is in your package. Usually you'll see the top of the queen cage poking out. That's so that you can see where the queen is. Next, you're going to remove the sugar can. Use your hive tool to gently move it up. Okay. Shake off any bees back into the package and place your sugar can to the side. Next step is to remove the queen cage. So I'm going to slide the top of the queen cage over. Going to gently shake off any bees that are on the outside of the cage. And I'm going to inspect to make sure that the queen is alive. So I'm going to just gently brush off any bees. And I'm going to notice that the queen is crawling around inside of the queen cage. Set your queen cage aside somewhere out of direct sunlight for later. Next, you're going to gently tap the cage of the package to kind of move the bees down. Finally, you're going to shake all of the bees into the space that you created in your box. You may have to shift the cage a little bit to get all of the bees in, and you can also give them a little bit of a tap. Make sure you don't squish any bees. It's okay if you don't get all of the bees out, because we're going to place this empty cage directly in front of the hive so that all the bees can find their way in, but try to get as many as you can into the hive. We're going to take our queen cage, take the plastic cap off, and you'll notice that there is some sugar paste or a sugar cube in there. The sugar is there so that the queen has a delayed release. Releasing her over several days helps the acceptance of the queen by the colony. There also might be attendants in the queen cage. They should stay in there. Using a rubber band, I'm going to attach the queen to one of the frames. When we're attaching the queen, we want to make sure that the cage is faced parallel but slightly upward on the frame. This helps to ensure that if something happens and the sugar plug falls backward, or if there are attendants in the cage, they die, they could block the opening and your queen would not be able to escape. So this is pretty important. You're going to use your rubber band, pull it around, and you're simply going to hold the queen cage in place with the rubber band. So your queen cage is going to go in the center of what will be your brood area. We're going to put these frames back in. If you move slowly, the bees will just move out of the way. And then your queen goes in the center. I'm going to use my Hive tool to make sure that all of my frames are touching each other. And you'll also notice that we have a feeder already installed. You want to feed a package to help it get started. This is an in-hive feeder and it has 1 gallon of sugar water in a 1-to-1 ratio. So we'll remove these plugs so that the bees have access to the sugar water. Bees need sugar to create wax. Once they start drawing out the wax on the frames, the queen is going to use those cells to lay eggs, and they're also going to use that to store the nectar and pollen that will be their food source. So feeding your bees really helps them get off to a great start and make sure that the queen has a place to lay eggs so that your population grows and that your bees have proper nutrition. So the final step is to place your cover back on the top of the hive. I'm going to just gently brush these bees out of the way, and then you're going to close the hive. Check back in approximately 1 week to make sure that the bees have released the queen from the queen cage. If they have, you can remove that cage and the rubber band if it's still there, and you can check to see if the queen has begun laying eggs. Here are some pro tips to help you find success in installing your starter hive package. Feeding packages 1-to-1 sugar water mixture will help ensure package installation success. It's very important to check approximately 5 days after installing the package, but not before, to verify the queen has been released from the cage. If the queen has not been released from the cage, carefully manually release the queen by removing the sugar plug. In the unfortunate event that you find that your queen has died inside the queen cage within 1 week of installation, take a photo and reach out to us immediately to request a queen replacement.
Thank you for trusting us with your packages and queens. Check our website for more videos, and we wish you the best of luck with your new hives.